Hi everyone and welcome to episode 239 of the Mighty Whites podcast. I'm Jack, joined as always by Casey.
Now that.
And, where was rocking our shit? Connie's back again.
I'm back. All right, boys.
How's things, guys?
All good, mate.
Yeah, all good.
It's to be honest, in an ideal world, we'd have probably done one straight after Leicester and then done this separately, but just wasn't going to work. So that was a hell of a fucking win.
Hell of a game. Just
yeah,
brilliant, wasn't it? Really good.
Yeah, really good game of football, to be honest. It really nice seeing us just press right from the beginning and going after it. And you knew it wasn't going to be a 90-minute thing because that would have been relentless. But it really I think it really put a bit of tension in them very early on. And you saw the chances we created pretty much in the first, 2 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, my thing that I said on when we previewed the game was if we want to press Leicester high with their quality, you can't do that with Pirlo in the side. And I was completely and utterly wrong, entirely wrong. That's what it could be. And the only thing that really missed out with the high press that first 10 minutes was that we didn't score because we really should have. We got into some great positions, and obviously that Pirlo chance.
Yeah,
he'd back himself to take that. I'm not going to say 9 times out of 10 because that's being ridiculous, but he'd probably back himself to score that at least like 1 in 2.
It's that extra touch, wasn't it, when he tried to get it back onto his left foot, I think it was. Yeah. But that extra touch, he just did it, didn't he? Yeah, the space had opened up. If he hits that, then it's going in, and you'd have thought. Yeah. But we deserved it though. That was the thing. It wasn't like we fluked it, and nicked it at the end. We deserved to win that game. We silenced their fans, and barring the shot that hit bar, which we all thought for world would in.
The second Fatau hit that ball, everyone just went late goal.
Yeah,
and then it
included. Yeah, but other than that, and the save at the end, which I'm sure you'll bring us to later.
Yeah.
Other than that, Leicester didn't really trouble us at all, really. I know they looked a bit lively down wings, and I think if I were going to, it's really harsh, but I think if I were going to pick a minor criticism, it were Archie Gray at right back. And I know it's not his actual position, and it is really harsh, but he were getting done a few times out there. But it's one of them. I'm saying it like he's had a bad game, and he hasn't, but I think that was the only sort of chink in armour, if you will, out of it.
Yeah, you don't really want to see Gray playing right back this much because you'd want him to be in midfield.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if Glenn Kamara's going to play like that...
Oh, yeah.
You can't really... Because Glenn Kamara was absolutely outstanding in this game.
Yeah.
Right the way through. I thought it was... quite often, Sky give man at match to someone and you think, I don't know. This one, I couldn't even slightly argue. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was class. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, we did have a couple of penalty shouts that I, jumped up and shouted for, and then you saw them back, and neither of them were. I don't think. But I just thought Leeds looked basically until we went 1-0 up, and then we did sit off a little bit. I thought that we looked the better side, and when we finally did sit off, and Leicester did very much take over the game. 95th minute before we have a shot on target.
Yeah.
Which is I can't remember. It's so unlike Leeds to, right, we're going to sit back, be a bit deeper, be a bit pragmatic, and just see this game out and actually do it.
That's
we still nearly managed to Leeds it at the end. Luckily, Ilan Meslier makes an absolute wonder save. But we get to now talk about the goal and the unbridled joy that is the face of Jorginho Rutte when he scores.
And the unbridled joy of our friend Little Danny, who got to celebrate with Dan James.
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Con?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't miss his face. Great.
Yeah, but Dan James with a good corner to the near post. Sam Byram attacks it really well. It's a very good save, to be fair, to the it was Herman Wilson, isn't it, the keeper?
Yeah.
Great save, and Rutter just there to tap in, and yeah, it all just goes mental in the corner. But I just thought that goal, I think it came at like just about the perfect time with the way the game was going. I think if we'd have gone another 10 minutes not scoring, I think Leicester would have still ended up really pushing more than we were, with us being the away side. And I think that backs to the wall bit at the end would have happened at 0-0 as well. And at 0-0, it's a problem. But when you 1-0 up, you can be set for it a bit better. I was absolutely delighted for Rutter, but it was just such a massive goal and a massive win.
It was quite nice seeing 3 different players just celebrating the goal, because obviously Dan James starts celebrating, assisting an assist. Sam Byram celebrates a saved header, and then there's like Rutter, Strauch, and someone else all trying to pounce on that loose ball.
Yeah, there was 3 of them on that, weren't there?
Yeah, just pretty much dead central as well. And I think there's like James Justin throws up a hand in as a half-hearted appeal for an offside somewhere, but it wasn't even close. Yeah. But no, like you say, it'd been deserved. I think we started the half as well with a couple of chances, and I think to that point we were worth the lead. I think in that, I'm trying to remember where it came in the game, but I think it was earlier. Obviously, we'd had Joe Roden had blocked one with his face, who is quickly becoming better Ben White at this point. I love Joe Roden. I love the commitment. It's what you get if you put Janssen and Ben White into one.
Yeah, I think I really like Joe Roden. He's not as good as Ben White.
No, better. Less of a prick.
He may well be that.
And I don't know why I think he's a prick. He just looks like one, and he doesn't get picked for England. So I'm just starting to assume he's a bit of a prick.
Yeah,
I think that you touched on it earlier, though, Jack, with this game last Friday. It showed that there's another side to his game as well, that we can, hold on and we can see games out, and especially against, arguably with ourselves, the best team in that league. At the minute, they are the best team in that league, and it's nice to see that there's a bit of organisation there and all at the back that is coming mainly through Rodon. But it's just like, even under Bielsa, you wouldn't have trusted us to do that. That wouldn't have happened. You'd have been thinking, oh, for God's sake, just no, not this. But it's nice to see that there is a bit of, there's another direction we can go if we need to.
Yeah. And if we defend well, and it's always a big if with Leeds, because you never know, but this season, for the most part, we seem to have. With the amount of pace we've got on the counter-attack, if you can be solid, they will score enough goals. Like, there's no doubt about that. It's just if we get it right at that end. And I thought it was interesting that Farke changed a couple of things tactically. Like, it was basically man-to-man for a lot of it. Like, Strauch was pushing right up onto Cassidy in their midfield.
Yeah.
And, like, we were really squeezing the space and not letting them out. And that we were able to do that to a team that was good side, it bodes very well. I mean, obviously, the difference comes if you try to do it against actual world-class players, you'll probably get picked off. But if you're doing it against really good players and you do it well, you can just unsettle them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Carl.
Sorry, Matt. And I think that were the main point of what we did. We unsettled them. I mean, Leicester didn't particularly do anything wrong that game. I don't think they played bad at all. It was just we didn't allow them to play. We did to Leicester what a lot of teams are going to try and come and do to us at Elland Road. You bunch up the midfield, you force them back, you make it compact, and you make it hard to play. And we've seen teams try and do that to us this season more often than not. But like you say, it's annoying though that we had that start that we had where we want Shaw to stay in and what have you. And it's just a shame because we're more than showing now that we're capable of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was probably still a little bit surprised when I saw their team and it was Vardy starting.
We didn't dare say it until he got subbed, but we were all thinking he's having no impact on this game.
No, he had very little to work off of. I think, as you said earlier, Colin, most of what they did was coming down the wings, and the first half, Sam Byram, I thought really struggled. But,
he got ripped to shreds, didn't he, in that first half?
Yeah.
But I thought he recovered really well. Bearing in mind he was on a yellow card from about half an hour or so.
Yeah, but early on.
So you're always potentially thinking about having to make a change. But I thought second half he really stood up to it well. Didn't do anything daft. There was no point when I was looking thinking it's even close to him getting into any trouble.
Because at half time we were thinking, I know that he's also likely to get skinned and booked. But at half time, we were saying, should he bring Firpo on? Because first half version of Sam Byram, you thought he was nailed on for a red card. And then second half, he just played really well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad he didn't pick Firpo, not any...
I'm glad he didn't as well, but I thought he might have to at one point.
I was going to say, if it's looking that way. But I think the sort of game that we've got coming up tomorrow is the one to chuck him on, even if you don't start and, give him half an hour. I think these sort of games, no disrespect to anyone, but these are the sort of games you're looking to bring people back in at you. Yeah.
Well, there will be a few changes for this one. Well, not loads, but some. Because Pascal Strauch's had hernia surgery and he's out until after the international break. And that, I think, is a massive miss.
Yeah,
I think Strauch's been outstanding this season. And I just think him and Rodon has been so good as a partnership. But you would assume that Liam Cooper comes in, keep the right-left partnership that they had.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make arguments for others, but Cresswell's been ill all week by all accounts, so that takes that out. And you'd be very surprised if he threw in Ayling or Yelder. Like, it'd be a very odd thing to do. There's also Jamie Shackleton is out. Joe Gallart's broke his hand and he's out. Bamford is doubtful because he's been ill all week, and neither Spence or Dallas are ready yet. So you would assume Archie Gray keeps his place at right back with the lack of options because he's unlikely to throw Ayling back in. There is an argument, I suppose, if everyone's fit, of moving Byram over to the right and playing Firpo, but I don't think he'll do that for this one. I'm with you. I think he'll come off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're kind of having our hand forced a little bit this week. I think we've been a bit unlucky with sort of illnesses and small injuries. But at least I feel a bit better going into it playing Plymouth. If this had been going into last Friday, I'd have been more concerned than I already was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was the one. But the thing is, this game, because of the winning, this match was always going to be really important. Because if we got beat by Leicester, you need to bounce back. And if you beat Leicester, you absolutely have to back it up.
Yeah.
Like, it does become, especially going into an international break, it's become a very, very, very important game, this. Because it's such a wasted opportunity if we don't back it up.
It's and it's a chance to sort of prove that we can do that and all. I mean, we had that slip up against Stoke, didn't we? And it's like you said, there's no point, going out. I mean, we've beat Ipswich and Leicester away from home.
Which means by schoolyard maths, we are the best team in the league.
Yep.
Schoolyard maths. Although then Stoke are.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, we can't. It's going to happen in this league. The games are that thick and fast, and it's going to happen every now and then. But it's a perfect chance now to prove that we are serious about it. Yeah.
Yeah. The only other bit of news, really, because I haven't been tracking much, and truth be told, I got back from taking my sister to A&E about 15 minutes before we started this podcast, so we're a little bit rushed about. But Jorginho Ruta has been called up by Thierry Henry for France's under-21s.
Fair enough.
Which is good to see. I saw the under-21 squad. It's still ridiculous. It's not as ridiculous as it was like 2-3 years ago when France's under-21s would have probably got to the semi-finals of a World Cup.
No, it's really good for him. I'm glad he's getting this reward. And as an aside, I assume this is sort of the last chance saloon for Thierry Henry in management because it's not gone well.
No. Yeah, it hasn't been ideal, has it? He did a lot of coaching because he was was he first team coach for Belgium?
Yeah, but they were Martinez, weren't they?
Oh, the dream team, obviously. Martinez, Henry.
Wigan hero, Roberto Martinez.
Rob and Terry together.
Big Terry Henry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've Plymouth on Saturday. They look to be relatively consistently in a 4-3-3. When they played away at West Brom, they dropped it and went into like a 5, and there's a chance that they'll do that against us, go more of a 4-5-1. Based on what I've heard other people talking about, the Thea again will be out wide. Because that Morgan Whittaker on the right has been really good, and Barley Mumba on the left appears to be unbelievably good at running at people.
My boy, Barley Mumba.
Yeah, former FM Wonder Kid, Barley Mumba. Although I'm sure he was like a right back.
Yeah, he could play everywhere. He wasn't. Yeah, he definitely wasn't winger on that one. Because me and Jack had an online save where I was Sunderland manager, and Barley Mumba was centre mid and right back.
Yeah, and they've got that appears to be the danger, but their recent form is not great at all. Like in their last 6 that I'm looking at here, they've won 1, drawn 2, lost 3. Lost at home to Millwall, lost at home to Swansea, drew with West Brom. Beat Sheff Wednesday 3-0, but Sheff Wednesday are shite.
Yeah.
3-2 defeat at Ipswich is a bit unlucky, and then 3-3 with Middlesbrough in the last game.
That's not a bad result, to be fair.
No, they've got that Finn Azaz in midfield as well, and he's on loan from Villa, and he's meant to be quite good. I haven't seen much myself, to be honest.
I think the only thing I've seen at any great length with Plymouth for when did they beat or draw with Norwich. At the start of the season, I want to say they beat them, and again they look like you said, Jack. They look quick out wide, but
I remember that they absolutely battered him, didn't they? I've just got the score. Yeah, it was 6-2.
Yeah, that's the only bit I've really seen of them, and they look like you said. They look quick out wide, and they look to get it out there sharpish. But we really shouldn't be, throwing against teams like Plymouth. Again, all due respect, but we really shouldn't be.
No, I'm looking at their usual back four, and God's honest truth, I don't know anything about any of them.
I have to say they've got a fantastic kit.
The kit is really nice, isn't it?
I mean, yes, it's very Portland Timbers, so I'm always going to lean towards the green and gold. But
Phil Neville, Portland Timbers.
Yeah, Phil Neville's Portland Timbers.
Phil Neville, yeah. We've got a chance to talk to you about that, yeah. But anyway,
I sent him the story and said, "Casey, this feels like a personal fuck you to you."
Yeah, I don't have the highest hopes for the Timbers next year, but that's by the by. Yeah, I've got to say I'm kind of with you guys. I can't say I know a whole lot about Plymouth, and I know this is a football podcast, and some level of research should probably go into it, but I don't know who these people are.
Yeah. And by the way, and one, yes, this is because we became spoiled Premier League fans and stopped paying attention. But us not knowing anything about Plymouth doesn't make us overlook them. If anything, it makes me more scared of them.
I feel like I know a lot more about Ipswich than I do about Plymouth. And I've watched about the same amount of them over the last 7 years. Yeah, It's
I know they did really well in League One last year. I know that much, and not just obviously getting promoted, but they played some really good football. That's as much as I've got for you.
yeah. I suppose with Plymouth, it's always one of those things where, like for me, when we went into the Championship, they were there as well. So I kind of like when you first start supporting football, whoever's in the Premier League then, to you is always sort of a Premier League team. Coventry, for example, Premier League team. And, like Plymouth having, a decent sized stadium, were in the Championship and were fine. Had a midfield generalled by the most handsome man in the league, David Norris. That just, and then they just fell to pieces. And who do you call when you fall to pieces? Peter Reid.
Yeah. So, because he
he managed them. He paid the bills for them.
Yeah, literally.
And then who did they call? Peter Ridsdale.
God.
In fairness, that's one thing that Stephen Schumacher has done a very, very good job there, and is, by all accounts, very just a good manager.
Is this Stephen Schumacher like ex-Everton?
Yeah.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, like Champman of 02 or 03.
Yeah,
that kind of time. Yeah.
He played for Plymouth for a while, didn't
he? I think so. He played for everyone.
Yeah, I gotta say, I know he got around a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say, because I think I remember him playing for Bradford City for a while.
He definitely played for Bradford.
Not fairness, Casey. You've got a reserve team out for Bradford City anyway.
Well, yeah, true.
It was the Everton was 02 to 04, so yeah, me saying that Champman was about that.
117 appearances for Bradford. That's the team he played for most. And then
Fair
Crewe, enough. Bury, Fleetwood, Stevenage, Southport. And then seems to have come into this job from being the assistant.
Was it Ryan Lowe? Was it that they had that was really good, and he got poached by someone?
Yeah,
when they were in League One and going well.
Wasn't he once?
It might have even been when they got promoted from League Two. Actually,
what Ryan Lowe linked to us with manager when Cellino were there?
Everyone was linked to us.
Yeah, we're gonna say it's not a shock, is it? Name
managers, there were. Name people who aren't managers, there were. Luca Festa.
Just to tie Stephen Schumacher back to Leeds as well, and this is sort of a tentative one. Listed in his personal life on Wikipedia, he's good friends with Peter Sweeney, as they've known each other since they were 15.
Oh. Well, you what,
Well,
I feel like he's part of the club.
Well, he'll be well up for it then. Obviously, Leeds have got a few players missing, so there'll be some changes, but Meslier in goal is a definite.
Yeah.
And the back four could go a couple of ways, but do we reckon Gray, Roden, Cooper, Byron?
I reckon that's what it'll be, but me personally, I would rest Archie Gray. Not out of badness, I would put Luke Ayling and I would rest Archie Gray.
I don't think I don't think he's going to bring it. I mean,
I don't think he will. I don't think he will either. I'm with you on the back four. I don't know. I think these sort of games are the opportunity to give Archie Gray a rest. Yeah,
my worry is that Barley Mumba is brilliant at running at people, and I think, like, in terms of percentage of overall tackles and how many you make, Ayling's like right at the bottom of everyone. Not just in Leeds, like in the league.
Yeah, I gotta say, he's not up there.
If you just look at number of tackles, he's actually made quite a lot, but percentage of attempted, it's quite low. So yeah, he would worry me. You can't change unless there's an injury or something. Ampadu and Kamara won't change because they were excellent. And
you don't touch the front four.
No, and you don't touch the front four either. So it'll just be how they adapt for the lack of Pascal Strauch.
Yeah.
But Captain Pascal Strauch as well.
Yeah. If you two just talk for about 2 minutes, I have a feeling that a 2-year-old's about to walk into the room.
Oh, lovely. I'm just thinking in that squad who you probably have as captain, and honestly, I look at Ampadu and just think,
yeah,
probably him.
You look at like he's got the experience now. I know it's been loan moves, a lot of it, but he's played in different countries. From what I gather, what are you, Venezia, Spezia, something like that last year in Italy?
Venezia, wasn't it?
Venezia, that were it. That didn't go too well, from what I gather. Not all necessarily to do with Ampadu, but yeah, you look at him. I mean, he's played in a few different countries. He's played a surprising amount for Wales as well, more than I imagined that he had done. But yeah, for me, Ampadu would be your one. He's if obviously if Cooper's playing, it's going to be Cooper in it. But yeah, I think moving forward, if it's not Strike, I think Ampadu's a really good shout.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much nailed it. I couldn't remember which way it was. It was Venezia 21-22, Spezia 22-23.
What expect? Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it'd been at both, but I couldn't remember which way around they were either. No, he has been an unbelievable signing.
Yeah. And to be honest, you look at the 7 million. Seems like a bargain now.
Oh yeah,
I think it's definitely a bargain.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, if you would be tentatively saying he's worth 3 times that now.
That's pretty much what Football Manager says as soon as you start.
Football Manager also says Dan James is worth 25 million. So,
and you know what? Look, I would happily join the bandwagon with you there, Jack. But even I'm sort of looking at him going, he's quite good in the Championship.
He's been really good this season. I mean, he frustrates the living hell out of me sometimes, but especially the last sort of 5-6 games,
it's been brilliant. Yeah,
he's been really good.
The thing with Ampadu is, like you say as well, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that all these people like Tyler Adams and all that lot that they've left, threatened whatever they were threatening legal wise and to get out of the contracts and everything. And these are players that have ended up walking out for tens of millions of pounds in terms of Tyler Adams. And you look at Ampadu now, and I know it's the league below, I get all that, but the way he plays, I don't think that would change if we got promoted. I don't think that would affect Ampadu's game in the slightest, whether he's in the Premier League or Championship. I really don't. And you look at him, what we paid for him in comparison to Tyler Adams, and it's there's no comparison really, is there?
And one of them's not injured.
Yeah, again. Speaking of midfield, what do we all reckon to Brendan Aronson being open to the idea of coming back? I mean, I just quite happily rigging myself and telling to fuck off. But
I can't see it happening.
Listen, Con, I'm open to the idea of playing for Leeds.
We can
all say we're open to these ideas.
I mean, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but he's played however many games for Union Berlin so far. The 15th or 16th in league, 0 goals, 0 assists.
He's also lost like 14 straight games.
Yeah, they've not won since like mid-August.
Yeah, they've been,
and I'm pretty sure that's like 2 weeks after the season started.
For an attacking midfielder, that is absolutely fucking sterling work. Is that you just think, why the hell would we want him back?
No, and I think the slightly sad thing is that under an actual coach and with the attitude, I can see some managers that would love him because I think his running is fantastic. I said last season, in terms of if we were trying to press, he's an ideal player for it. He's got the energy to do it. And if you had someone to coach him on it better, I think he could be made into a very good player for that sort of system. But he hasn't had the coaching, and then the first sign of trouble, he's fucked off.
And the first sign of a tackle, he throws himself on the floor.
Yeah, I was just going to say he needs to get himself in a gym.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said back end of last season, a year in the Championship, I think it'd be really good for him, but he wasn't interested and he went.
A year in the Championship and a Jack Harrison summer is what he needs.
Yeah.
So the Plymouth game itself, obviously, we've gone through. We don't think will change much, other than at the back where it's forced. Alex has already messaged me actually, so I can find out what his. I'm sure that he sent one, but yeah, there we are. He went for a 3-1 win for Leeds, which I'll be honest is what I was going to go as well. So yeah, I'm also going 3-1. We've defended well enough that I think that we're due a sloppy goal.
I'm saying we put on a bit of a show, and I think we win 5-1.
Wow.
I'm going to say by the same margin of a win, but I'm going to say 4-0 to Leeds.
On a win. Well, 4-0 win is nice to see. We've got Benny in the comments saying 7-0 easy. Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think that this is. I mean, look, Plymouth have some good players. The wingers do look good, but just player for player all over the pitch, it's a game that you should win, and it should be relatively comfortable.
Yeah.
As always with Leeds, you just want an early goal.
That's what I'm going to say. If we get a goal 15, 20 minutes in, and then we can follow it up, 5-10 minutes later again, their heads will drop, and yeah, that's what should be happening.
But if you give them something to hold on to, or you just give them that gift early, all of a sudden it becomes a much more difficult game.
Oh, if they get an early goal, they've got 10 men behind the ball. Rest of the game. That is it. 2 banks of 4, come and break us down. That usual sort of thing that we have, but yeah, I can't see it going that way personally. I mean, I know it's Leeds and we can never say out for definite, but yeah, we get an early goal and follow it up quick, their heads will drop. Surely you'd like to think anyway.
Yeah, I'd like to think again we start this one positively, and if you get the early goal, they've got to give it a go at least. And I think if they do start to step up a little bit, they should be there for the taking.
Yeah, definitely.
And on top of the win, the thing that I'm really hoping for is I really want Rutter to get one at home.
Yeah.
I think it'd do a world of good to everyone involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that will do us, unless if we've got else that needs to be talked about that we've missed.
No, I think we're good.
That's definitely all that.
Well, I say that normally there would have been a bit more prep for actually properly looking into Plymouth, but just no time. It's a bit like that at the minute. Families work, and then families breaking bones. So yeah, that will do us. We will be. It's international break after this game, isn't it? And then we Rotherham after that.
Yeah.
So we will probably be back early next week, and then have a gap, and then a preview going into it. If we do one in the international break, we'll tweet out about it, because there's a chance we might. It depends how timing works out. But yeah, I've been Jack. See ya.
I've been KC. Have a good one.
And I've been Chris.